this chart is going to offer too much in terms of a challenge for both of them. This is a chart that plays very well to their strengths.
It does. We've seen several strong performances on this chart from several of the competitors all day today. I expect we'll see no different here.
Yeah. I'm predicting, at the very least, low SDEs from both players on this one.
Absolutely, and the fact that this is not a no CMOD chart, which it could have been,
takes away a significant portion of what would have otherwise been a pretty big difficulty spike.
Absolutely. We had plenty of difficult no CMOD charts in this tournament, so Benpai took some mercy on the rest of us.
Alright, Rynker crispy on those 30 seconds there. Pretty tricky at 174. Alex doesn't have more than 2 excellence. I believe he's only picked up 1.
Again, nailing the 30 second.
Still got a lot of tech coming up later with more brackets. And then we get these longer 30-second bursts during our speed up.
This song is a lot faster than it seems. Runs are hard to hit.
And moving into the last half of the chart here, Rynker's still holding that blue combo.
You don't want to give the announcer's curse here. We're looking at a quad on this.
It's been true for every blue combo we've seen today, save 1 or 2.
Yep.
There it is.
Yeah, my apologies.
Like clockwork.
My apologies. I'll keep my mouth shut next time, I promise.
I was joking earlier. I said if these competitors were smart, they'd be bribing us to not mention their blue camo.
Exactly right.
Wow, look at that.
1x difference.
And as I have said in the past, I was expecting low SDEs from both players, and probably some of these songs being decided by 1 excellent.
That's literally exactly what we got. Strong prediction.
It's almost as if I've seen these two face off several times before.
No way.
You gotta love the consistency of both of these players, though.
This is
to almost dual quad a fairly technical 11 like that in tournament.
I would call it the strongest, most enduring rivalry we've seen in modern ITGAlex.
I would agree. Absolutely. So, Flip Trick. This is in my opinion, very tricky 11. Pretty much all 30-second burst, 30-second burst city.
Very hard to time. This is a tricky rhythm of the song.
Both these players have excellent burst control, excellent FA and faster segments like that, though. So we'll see what happens.
This is one of those charts from the For Alligator 3-pack that I'm surprised hasn't made an appearance in a tournament so far. Glad to see it make it in.
I believe it was in last semester's pack.
Okay.
That is the only other time I've seen it in a tournament pack, though.
Here.
As you can see, so heavy on those 30-second bursts.
Unbelievable control from both players.
Over a third of the way through, and I won't say anything about their combo color. I guess mentioning it indirectly still does it.
The curse still applies. We're learning a lot about that.
I believe that's only 2 from Alex so far, though, right?
I think that's right.
Still a lot more bursts coming up here. And Rynker's good, but he's not infallible.
It's really interesting, roll drills, 16th roll drills, that I find really fun when I play this chart.
Really nice way of accenting that sound in the background.
Absolutely.
But For Alligator does such quality charts that his rhetoric is always on point.
Yep, very much so.
Okay. Almost done here. Rynker with the first excellent of the song for him. But unless he makes a few more of those mistakes, Alex is going to have to try pretty hard to pull back from his small deficit right now.
Wow. Wow. 2 excellent difference, it looks like here. Yep.
Man.
3-1. I mean,
once again,
yep.
2 extremely consistent players.
Just a nail biter.
Separated by 2 excellents on a very tricky 11 there.
We have a very spicy choice coming up next. So,
one of the many very difficult 13-plus charts in the pack here.
Yep.
Several more of which get sprinkled in during the double elim portion here.
Yep.
No more 9s. Now you got to worry about 13s and 14s.
Yeah, no setting sun during the grand finals like we had last time.
Not going to be falling deep in the double elim.
Yeah, nope.
Going to be falling deep in some long 24th runs is what you're going to be doing.
No kidding. This chart is, in my view, incredibly challenging. 146 24th runs. You're looking at 220 range.
I was saying, that's about 220, yeah, if you do the math on it. So I know 150 would be exactly 225. So yeah, roughly 220-ish for 146. SSH, a very well-loved artist. So many of his songs have been stepped, and with good reason.
Yep.
I'm not even a big metal fan, and I really love SSH.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, getting underway here, seeing some of those big 24th bursts early on.
Rynker steak.
And it only gets worse. Yeah, those scores aren't flickering. They are both blue still.
Yep.
And through the first 30-second. And the second. And the third.
It's incredible control from both players. There we go.
Basically human metronomes.
Yep. Literally.
A third of the way through here.
Unbelievable.
Really is a thing to behold to hear their footsteps together.
Dead heat.
Oh my goodness.
We're halfway through, and I mean, this is a heart-pounding performance.
Oh my goodness, that's good news for Alex, because he needs to win this to stay in the winner's bracket.
That's
down
2-0. Rynker and a great.
And 2/3 of the way through. Alex wants this, you can tell it.
Yeah.
You can tell. He knows he's down 2 songs right now. He can't let another one go unless he wants to get sent to the loser's bracket.
His foot speed is on point today with the Glitch character performance and now this.
Well, he's been playing content in the 20-plus range recently, so bursts like that are probably not much to him.
He's ready for it. Still not out of the woods yet.
Oh, there's that first excellent, but we've still got misses on Rynker's side, though, so Alex has still got a fairly comfortable margin at this point with only 10% of the song left.
We've seen these difficult charts be real difference makers today. This is it for Alex. This is a must-win for him.
Holy cow! Ladies and gentlemen, look at that flag from Alex.
I told you it was the 3rd time he'd done that.
That is insane. Absolutely insane.
No words almost. Still scooping my gob off the floor.
I'm speechless.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal. That's not the first amazing score like that we've seen from Alex. I mean, gosh, what was that? That 14 from Chief Skittles that he got?
Which character?
Yeah, 7. Yeah. Miss on the last 2 notes or so.
6 measures of 230 in that one, I believe, something around there. I think we're looking at cannabis cultivation coming up next. It's a tricky 12.
Alex, you're hurting.
It's going to be another one of those that layers in some tech like foot switches with some quick little 30-second bursts.
Absolutely. I think it's an interesting little racket throw in there.
Louise.
He can give some people trouble today. I think Alex actually may have picked up a couple greats on it today.
It did cost him the song, yeah. Cost him the song. He snagged 2 greats in a row on the little bracket 16th drill.
See if he can clean those up.
Well, he's still in it.
Yep.
This is still the winners, though, so even if one of these 2 players gets sent to the loser's bracket, they can fight their way back up to the grand finals, which, as I was just saying, we've seen Alex do.
We've seen him do exactly
and reset the bracket against Rynker.
Yep.
So anything's possible.
Still a lot of tournaments to play.
Just a reminder, folks, after all is said and done for our tournaments, all of our pool matches and double elim matches will be highlighted on my Twitch channel here, so anytime you want to come back and see some of these incredible performances, you'll be able to.
So I believe the count we're at now is 2-1 in Rynker's favor.
That is correct.
Clear since we're on playing a few more songs this round. Again, a must-win for Alex. So see what sort of performance he can pull out.
Yeah, I'm predicting this one will be pretty close, like our first two charts here.
Yeah.
This is a tricky 12, but again, both of these players don't exactly have any weaknesses when it comes to skill sets. So
none to speak of.
Both very consistent. Nothing too tricky in that first section there, all 16th rhythms. Then we start getting into the little bursts.
Both players nailing them.
So correct me if I'm wrong, I think this song is about marijuana.
That might be a bit of a stretch.
Only thing that's high here is these players' scores, am I right?
That's right. Keeping it clean. Oh, and Alex nailing that bracket drill that gave him a little bit of trouble earlier. Oh, never mind. Actually,
that was the one. Yeah,
it
was the 16th bracket drill, not the 12th.
Yep.
Over halfway through here, both players going strong. You can tell they both want it. Alex knows he's down 2-1.
Very hungry, very clearly.
Oh, Rynker, no longer blue.
Excellent. Still very close.
Tied now with Alex snagging his first excellent of the chart with only 15% remaining. Are we going to see a tie here, folks?
We usually do between these two, so. Oh my goodness. Oh.
Wow! Oh my goodness. Oh, folks.
The quintessential ITGAlex Rynker tie. We've seen it. We've seen it.
Good Lord. I'm mad.
Let's check that off the list of things that we thought was,
You guys who's got their RIP bingo cards out? You can check the space for ITGAlex Rynker tie.
Yeah, no kidding.
Jesus.
And last song of the draw here. So, Pensolinos.
So if Alex is able to win this or tie it and throw out a second song of the set, which again, not surprised that that's going to happen, then I believe we would be doing a draw of 3, and with each player eliminating 1.
Correct. Correct. Each player gets a veto. Higher seed, I believe,
Gets choice.
Gets to choose whether they veto first or second, and we go from there for the tiebreaker. And Alex has a strong chance of. Alex has a strong chance to tie this up. It's going to be stressed. This is his chart, so he's in a good position to send this to the tiebreaker.
It's always a really wonderful feeling when you get one of your own charts in a card draw.
Absolutely.
Gives you a little confidence boost,
Yep.
That familiarity helps so much with all the other factors contributing to, what makes tournament play so difficult.
Yeah, certainly. This is a
You've
hard
got
11.
You've got the nerves going. You've got ambient noise. You've got you've got playing on a pad that you're maybe not familiar with. That adaptability.
Yeah, and you've been these two have been playing all day and getting warmed up and then cold again and then warm again. So
It's hard, yeah. It's
that's
very hard.
Too.
Okay, so Alex can pull out a win on this. He won't be getting sent to the losers bracket just yet.
Starts off straightforward and quickly gets very challenging for an 11.
Yeah, this is one I've heard a few people talking. Kind of straddles the border between an 11 and a 12 for sure.
11.8 maybe.
Got a lot of these skiddly rhythms in the beginning. Crossovers laced in with irregular rhythms.
think Alex is blue. Ryan had an early excellent.
Yeah. Start like this though, you can't really count it over until the last notes past the targets.
Absolutely not. It stays challenging all the way through.
Oh, wow. An odd grate there on Alex's side. In the middle of an otherwise FFC on that 24th burst.
So I know Rynker has 2x. Alex has a gray. I think we're tied.
Yeah, that makes that means we're tied at 2x apiece. We're about 2/3 of the way through here, so still plenty of opportunities for both players to slip up.
Just another nail biter.
What else is new between ITGAlex and Rynker?
No kidding.
Neither player is having trouble on the crossovers or that 24th burst.
Always a thrilling rivalry.
Still tied up going into the last 20% of the chart here. Flam's not a problem. Irregular triplet rhythms, not a problem.
Oh, Alex picking up an excellent. Just to communicate what we've seen here, an excellent by Rynker right towards the very end to tie it up, and then the last little triplet, which sealed the deal in his favor.
Those were both bad. Those were absolutely both bad. On the down arrow.
Down arrow.
Yeah.
Yep. See that first grate earlier on in the middle of that big 24th burst, it looked awfully suspect on account of the fact that it was surrounded by Fantastics.
Yeah.
And that down arrow was giving other players trouble earlier, and Chief Skittles already had to do a little bit of maintenance on it. So I would not be at all surprised if,
Does Ben have to make a ruling on that?
We can
Ben's
find
gone.
it. Yeah, I haven't seen him.
He went out to get ramen, so we're gonna have to.
Ben is MIA. He went to go eat.
He went to go eat. I think that's gonna come down to possibly you and I.
Yeah, we'll see what the players' preferences.
I mean, Carter is a TO too.
I'm waiting
Well,
to see what they
we've been seeing that down arrow act up all day.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we're gonna have to discuss this real quick. Do some pad arbitration.
So they just went through all of the 5 here, and so they're probably going to draw number 3. And I don't eliminate 2.
So, Brandon, an interesting thing here. We've finished our 5-song set. It's 2-1 with 2 of them getting thrown out. One due to pad shit, one due to right top.
Yeah.
Should we do 2 draw 3s, veto 2?
Yeah, I think
Do 1 and then
See if we need the other one.
and then see if we need to do 1.
Well, yeah, do the first one.
Alright,
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Yeah, I like that as kind of like the tiebreaker. Yeah.
And if we need to after that. So we're gonna do a draw 3. You each get to veto 1. So you get to choose whether you veto first or second.
If you can tie it up here, then we'll do it.
All right, folks, so the ruling is that song is going to get thrown out, so we're still at 2-1 in favor of Rynker. So what we've done is we've done a draw 3 with each player vetoing 1, and if we still have a 2-2 tie after this, if Alex can win this, we will do one more draw 3, veto 2 to try and finally determine a goddamn winner. For Christ's sake.
Had to get a little creative with how tight this match is. I'll be perfectly honest here. I was hoping that we would see censored at some point.
And now we
double
do.
elimination bracket.
During arguably the spiciest matchup of the tournament so far.
Yeah, this is coming at perfect timing for those of us watching. Painful timing for two playing.
So yes, keep in mind we are at winners finals. This is not grand finals. Neither of these players has had a loss yet, so we're still trying to determine who amongst our top 2 seeds is going to have to fight their way out of the losers bracket.
Yep. And my guess is, I don't know. Honestly,
your guess is as good as anyone else's,
Yeah.
which is to say it could go either way.
yeah, I really can't make a prediction on this. This chart is just so tricky. It's got a ton of brackets at 195. From the recently released ITGAlex 10 pack, I believe.
Yeah, phenomenal pack.
Yeah.
A lot of fun stuff in there.
Oh, wow.
Just one excellent there, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he's still blue.
He is still blue, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, still very close. You can see that score is flickering a tiny bit on Alex's side, so I think they're only 1 X apart. We're not even halfway through, so anything can happen here. Ooh, Rynker no longer blue. We are tied up now at, I believe, 1 apiece. Halfway through.
The patterns here really don't let up, despite the fact that it's 195, so this is an extremely tiring chart.
One more minor mistake, giving Alex another excellent there. So we're still only 1 X apart here. So we move into the last third of the charts. Brackets, not a problem for either player.
Nail it up. Rynker picks up an X.
I speak too soon. We're at 2 apiece here now.
Now it's just Curse working its magic once again.
Crossover, not a problem for either player there. Hell of a 12 here.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if these 2 players make us... Holy cow, last portion of the chart here. More brackets.
I think another X was picked up on that. Yet another tie. Another tie.
Oh my goodness, this is the never-ending matchup.
All right. Another draw 3. Yes, until we finally determine a winner.
Jeez.
I thought you got 3.
This is phenomenal. This is phenomenal. God. This is just incredible. We are 2-1 in Rynker's favor, and we've had 3 songs thrown out now due to ties.
Well, 2 to ties, 1 to bad. I mean, same thing. God.
That's absolutely batshit.
So we get Vampire Killer by our very own Mute.
Oh, I'm excited to see this. This is a fun chart. This is a no C-mod also, so it does have a couple of slowdowns.
Very, very tricky 11.
I know Loke is one of many players who thinks this is a 12, and I'm inclined to agree the more that I play it.
Very strongly feels that it's a 12. I can't argue with that opinion, if I'm being honest. It's very, very hard in my view.
So what's interesting is that Alex has also charted this. His was a slightly easier 10. So yeah, Alex, not sure how familiar he is with this chart versus the one that he had written a couple of years ago. This chart has a pretty unique side switch into foot switch gimmick following the main melody of this really classic Konami song. I am a big Castlevania fan myself, so I was very happy to come across this.
Absolutely. This is sort of, you know, not that they're that similar, but sort of in the same category as Lament Configuration, where they're just very devilishly technical.
We start off with some pretty simple foot switches here in the beginning.
This match has gone on so long, you know that both players are very motivated to end it. Certainly, Rynker knows that he can do it with one song. So.
All right. Now, the pacing of this chart is also pretty generous. It slowly adds more tech with each section repetition. So we just had the first couple of side switches there. We start to layer in a couple of those little 20-second bursts. We revisit the foot switches from the beginning, and then we're going to be layering in more bursts inside of those side switch gimmicks.
The choice to not mark the foot switches I like to require just that much more brain power in a chart that is just very tricky to read already.
And that slowdown is tricky because you've got that isolated 30-second note that's technically a syncopated 16th rhythm. Visually confusing though since you go into the half BPM slowdown.
We saw Rynker pick up a couple excellence in slowdown.
Yeah, Alex is currently up by 1. Last section here throws in a new rhythm where we're going to have some 30-second bursts interlaced with these 24ths here. Both players crispy on those so far.
Such a unique.
Last section here, again layering the bursts in with the side switches. They are tied now with Alex snagging another excellent.
Tied going into the end once again.
The tail jump. Looks like Rynker snagged an excellent there.
Speechless once again.
Oh my God!
Another tie. Another tie. I think I'm starting to lose count of how many we're at this point.
I'm dead! I'm dead! I have died and I'm dead!
I have ceased to be! I am an ex-commentator!
I am excellent!
Someone win already.
If
I beat him, we'll still have
how it goes.
This is next level! I've seen some close matches between these two, but this is just on a completely different level. We are still 2-1 in Rynker's favor, and we've thrown out 4 songs now. They've played 7 songs, and there's only a 1-song margin of victory.
This is, I think it's suffice to say, is unprecedented.
Yes.
Where we're at now, this many ties in a row.
What's going to be our next
Cloud 9.
tiebreaker? Yeah, I'd be on cloud 9 if this match would ever fucking end.
No kidding. I think both of our competitors are feeling the exact same way as well.
We've still got people that need to do matches in the losers bracket that are probably tapping their wristwatch like, hey, come on.
No kidding. So this chart is, another, very new, very recent piece of content. We've seen a lot of that in this pack. In Warp Drive's lovely text pack recently.
Yeah, really. So Warp Drive, he's been in the scene for quite a while, but recently kind of came out of the woodwork with some really interesting and solid tech content.
Yeah. In fact, one of the charts in the same pack, Critical Hit, was a qualifier for this very tournament.
Yeah.
So,
A really unique chart.
yeah.
It's got some interesting crossovers that you really can't cheat, otherwise you don't set yourself up for the next part.
And I was running into that very problem when I was qualifying myself. I had a tendency to cheat all of those, and then, just put me in a bad position for what was coming next.
Yeah, when I qualified, it took me a few tries to really learn. Okay.
And this chart is no less tricky. So See if we can get
So
ourselves out of
I think both players are pretty well warmed up now. All right.
Tricky bracket patterns in this one.
This single match is taking longer than some of the pools.
Yeah. That might not be that far off.
It's honestly not.
Early excellent for Rynker right out of the gate. Let's see if that makes a difference or not.
Yes, I believe this is their 8th song because we've had 2 victories for Rynker, 1 for Alex, and then 4 songs have gotten thrown out so far due to either pad arbitration issues or straight up ties.
Oh yeah, we're looking at number 8. I'm starting to lose count myself, if I'm being honest. Very tricky bracket portion that I think both players just nailed.
Rynker is down by about 3 excellence though, if I'm not mistaken. So, still a lot of chart left though, luckily. We're only a third of the way through.
Let's not forget, if Rynker does lose us, we still have another one to go.
We still do. That would still be, that would tie up the set 2-2.
Tie up the set rather than
tie up the set after our 8th song, yeah. All right, Alex no longer blue. Gives Rynker a little bit more room here to maybe strike back. Send Alex to the losers bracket. Speaking of brackets, neither player's having trouble with those there.
Yeah. The 24th burst, difficult to hit at 153.
Anytime you start getting above that 140 range,
yeah.
24th bursts are just that much more taxing.
Yep.
Forced double steps, not a problem for either player here. Rynker's still down by about 2 excellence.
Very interesting use of forced double steps in this song.
Anytime you have those repeating melodic elements, perfect opportunity.
Yep.
Ooh.
Think we're not. Oh.
Both players snagging a few there. Rynker's still down by 1, I believe.
Very close still. Oh, a 2 excellent difference, I believe.
So, with that, we are now tied up.
We still have another one to go.
We still have 1 more song to go. The set, after 8 songs, is finally tied up at 2 wins apiece.
This is unprecedented. This is not even. This is literally like this is the 0.1% that you would ever see at an ITGAlex. Has this ever happened?
Never this many times.
In a row. Not even that. In a row.
All right, what do we have?
A-shaped.
A-shaped, a phenomenal chart by Fraxtal, and as we learned earlier this year,
And which blew my mind. I think I know what you're getting at right now.
everybody's mind to find out that they were also the author of the song itself, operating under a pseudonym that was a what is the word I'm looking for? An anagram of
Yes.
Ash Astral, which is their primary music production alias,
So I believe the name of the song, just the song, is Headspace.
which is also an anagram
Right,
of
by-
A-shaped.
Yeah, Headspace by Ash Astral ended up being A-shaped by Shala Star. So that sort of blew my mind.
This is, I think, a great song for a tiebreaker here, because this throws so much tech at you. We've got a fast 24th burst at 155. We got some brackets mixed in.
Yep.
We got a really interesting little forced double step section near the beginning.
Right, yeah.
A lot of places to pick up excellence. So
One of my favorite sections of this chart, in fact, because the double steps just feel so right with the song itself.
again, they follow that repeating 3-note melody.
Yep.
All right, let's see what happens here on the 9th song of this set. Still no winner decided yet.
The 9th song of this best of 5.
The 9th song of this best of 5, indeed. The nice thing too is that no matter who walks away from this set with a loss, they still get to bring it back in the losers bracket.
Believe it or not, we still do have more to play. As much as this looks like the grand finals, that's still yet to come.
Both players getting through that first burst there. Blue, Alex, 1 excellent on the foot switches.
The switch patterns get difficult here.
Both players nailing the 4-note down arrow foot switch, though, which gives a lot of players problems.
Here are the forced double steps here.
Clean for both players. One more burst here, and we get a little bit of a break. Alex only down by 1 excellent right now. Rynker still holding that blue combo.
Characteristic tight margins we've seen throughout this entire match.
We get a lengthy 16th run here with some more of those 24th bursts interspersed. Neither player is struggling with any of those. We get one long burst at the end here. Both players FFCing
Just
it.
nailing it. I mean,
Oh, an unfortunate excellent, and another
couple,
from Alex.
Two. That might tell the story here. We'll see.
We get another dense portion here.
Third of the song left. The 24th bursts are just so difficult to hit this song.
Patterning not so generous on a few of them as well.
Yeah, that's right.
A couple of candles even to deal with. All right, last portion of the song here is much more calm. So Rynker has got to not let his nerves get the better of him and get any stray excellence at this point.
Rhythms that follows here at the end, you can't be on autopilot for this.
And that finally decides this match in the winners finals.
Quad. Seems fitting almost.
Rynker with a quad on ace-shaped.
I mean, an instant classic match.
That has got to be the best damn match I've ever seen in an ITG tournament.
Absolutely.
That is the best match I've ever seen in an